Hi guys, it's Amy and you have found Amy Loves Crochet. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I sincerely appreciate any time you click on my videos. I've got some chit-chatty things and I do have one update and a finished project to share with you, so we'll hold that off until the end. The first thing I wanted to share is so that everybody gets to know my squares request for a subscriber blanket for a keepsake for myself. My squares request has been extended. The post office is going to work with me a little bit on renting month to month as opposed to a year at a time. So don't worry about if you've been busy and you haven't been able to participate and you'd like to. We're going to go ahead and extend the squares until the squares deadline until October the 1st. So go ahead and continue to work on those through September, if you will, and send them to me as you're able. So I appreciate that very, very much. It really does warm my heart. You know, I've never asked you guys for membership monies or buy me a coffee or anything like that. And I thought that this was just kind of a, you know, make one square, stick it in a little envelope, put one stamp on it and be done with it. But all my packages of, all my packages of squares that I've been getting have been like packages. So, you know, I can see over $5 in postage on some of these. So I just really, really appreciate you guys. And KK, for you to share that on your channel as well. I know I've been receiving some messages from some of your viewers. So thank you for sharing the love. That's what this community is all about, right? So that's got me super, super happy. So I've got another couple of packages to give you a Square Squad update at the end of the video. But yeah, so the first thing I really wanted to share with you is that I bought some stuff from Etsy, and it was a super great sales for another 6 days. So today is Saturday the 24th. And so if you see this video, you know, in enough time, South Pass Beads is the name of the Etsy shop. And there were a lot of beads and stitch markers and little chainy charm type things in addition to the yarn. So I'll share the purchase that I made with you when it comes in, but I just wanted to let you guys know that the sale was going on. I went looking for a hook, a crochet hook, and she had it on a good sale price. So I looked at the rest of the stuff that she had, and so the hook was 25% off and the yarns that I bought were 40% off. So she's got that sale going on for it says today is another 6 days. Today's the 24th of August. So you've got less than a week to, you know, check her out if you want to purchase that. Her or him. I don't know why I always say her. Check out that Etsy shop and see if you can use some of the yarn that's on sale. Something that I have been watching quite a bit of while I've been crocheting, you know, I got to have some noise on in the background. I got to have some TV on or whatever, YouTube, you know, Netflix, whatever. And I can't, part of the reason that I get behind on my videos of, you know, other crochet and yarn channels is because I can't listen to what you're saying and crochet at the same time. So I have to put on things that I'm not really watching. And so Star Trek has been in my life since I was a child. And so those are, I've got 4 different, you know, we've got Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and Enterprise. I can watch all 4 of those seasons, you know, back to back to back to back to back, and it never bothers me. So that's how I kind of get most of my crocheting done while I'm watching something, because it's just on in the background. But something that I've been watching a lot lately, and I am obsessed, I cannot stop watching it. I don't know about you guys, if you remember, if you were around back in the 80s, there was a program called Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous with Robin Leach. And he would go around mansions and limousines and fancy cars and things like that and show how the rich people live, lifestyles of the rich and famous. And so I found a travel guy. The channel is called Trek Trendy, and I'll list that down below as well. I am totally obsessed with this guy's channel. I cannot stop watching, and I just let it flow from one to the next to the next to the next to the next. So how this rabbit hole started for me is that, like, you know, I'm just a regular Joe, and I've gotten on an airplane before where you have to walk through first class, and then there's like economy or whatever, where I'm sitting. So I've always known that there's like a first class to an airplane, but they were like still seats, maybe just a little bit bigger, and maybe they got a free drink with their seat, and maybe they got a warm towel to wash their hands or their face, you know, rinse off when they're sitting in the airplane, whatever, like those tiny little things that are fancy for domestic flights that, you know, what I've seen of the first class world. So I happened upon this guy's channel because he was flying first class, like a long distance. And the plane, you know, what I saw to begin with was like a bed on an airplane. Are you kidding me? So that's how it all started. And that was like just picking at the edge of it. And now I'm like in this gigantic world of his. So it started out with planes because I'll get on a plane. And then he's got some cruise ship ones, and I will not take a cruise ship, but I think it's pretty impressive and interesting to see what goes on a cruise ship. And then one that's very, very interesting to me is trains, because you can see a lot of the, you know, the views and stuff while he's traveling along. So there's a lot about the channel that I really am interested in. You know, they're foodies. They talk about the food that they're eating on these first class situations. Again, the views are amazing. He talks about the size of the ship or the size of the plane that he's on, and so that might, you know, my husband's ears perk up on that because he likes planes and stuff. So there's a lot going on. He's got a very soothing voice. He's not bad to look at. He travels with both his mother and his father separately. He travels with them together, and then who he calls his better half. So at one point he calls her his girlfriend, and then later he just says my better half. So I don't know if they got married or not. But anyway, that's been what has been on in the background. Lots of dreams of traveling somewhere, having all the time in the world, having all the money in the world. And so that's been a lot of fun. And that's where a lot of my watching has gone, because I'm not watching, I'm just crocheting, and every once in a while I can look up. I'm not missing plot lines, things like that. So that has been a lot of what I've been watching while I've been crocheting. Something else to share with you. I'm a notes person, and I have two different sets of notes because of where I was when I was thinking about what I was doing today. I shared with you guys that we have been on the hunt for a kitchen dresser. Someone called it a Welsh dresser. You know, a hutch, a curio. My grandmother had one that didn't really have a topping, but it was like when we were eating at the big table, and then when there was too much stuff on the table, you would put it on the sideboard or the back cabinet or whatever. So anyway, we were looking for that type of thing to go in the kitchen, because we both have dishes from our moms that we would like to not only store but display a little bit. So I'll put in the picture here. We finally bit the bullet. We looked and looked and looked, and this is another thing where we kind of don't have the same ideas as each other. Well, I like that one, but I like that one. And then we both saw this one and we're like, boom, that's it. I love that. I love that. I love that. And then the guy told me that, you know, we have to order it and it could take a couple of months, 3 months, something like that. And I'm like, no, let's just go find something and get it put in there. So we continued to look, and when you both see the same item again, so then we went back to that store to kind of, you know, decide, did we really like what we were looking at? And we both just, boom, I like that one. So we ordered it. It's going to take 14 weeks to get here. So we're talking about Christmas time, we might finally have it. But at least that is done in our minds. When you're thinking about something and working towards something, and then it's still there and it's still there and it's still there, we're done thinking about it. We're done looking for it. We purchased it. Now we just have to wait for it. So that's really exciting, because that was taking up a lot of my brain power. Okay. The next kind of update or chit-chatty thing I wanted to share. We went to a new restaurant. Again, we're foodie kind of people. And it was a Vietnamese French bakery. So we went for a banh mi, and then they have a bakery counter as well. So I got something I think it's called a crepe layer cake. I'll put in a picture here. It was delicious. It was a jillion layers of crepe with some cream, something in it. Maybe not just a whipped cream, but it was yummy. My husband did not care for the texture in the mouth. It was very different. To me, it was kind of cool, because there's the layer. You get the soft from the creamy stuff, and then you get that crepe layer in there. So I enjoyed it. They had a chocolate and a strawberry and a vanilla. I just got the vanilla because the layers looked the best to me. I don't know if I'd have enjoyed the chocolate or strawberry better. I enjoy all three of the flavors. But when you're looking for that specific experience, and the layers didn't look as even on the others, so. My granddaughter has started some preschool. Not some, has started preschool. So I had like this total out-of-body experience. I had to go pick her up and get in the line of cars, you know, and then you wait for your little one to come running out. I mean, it was amazing. I was beyond. I sat and crocheted in the shade with the windows down. It was a very nice, air breezy kind of morning, or not morning, it was in the afternoon after 3 o'clock. So that's new in my life. Okay, so we got that, we got that, we got that, we got that, we got that. Okay, the last thing, not the last, but something else that I made a purchase of and I wanted to share with you. A little while ago, some time ago, I'm not sure how long ago, I bought some blocking mats and a thing, and they came with pins. And if you're not familiar with blocking mats, you've got just a regular little straight pin with a little T on the top, so you can do like one little point. And then the blocking pins come in a little 4-pack, a little 4-pin, and then a little bigger pin, 2, 4, 6, 8. I could have guessed that because this is half the size. But it helps you pull your garments, you know, taut to block them, and then you can put these pins in. Well, I needed some more of these because something that I was blocking was bigger than, I think these are 9. You get a pack of 9. And my project was bigger than the 9. So I went out to Amazon where I bought these before, and I clicked on the item to purchase it again, and they were discontinued. Isn't that always the way that it goes? Broke my heart. It was the perfect set of both the pads and the pack of pins and the little pins. It all came together in my purchase, you know, I don't know, it was a couple years ago anyway. So now when I was looking for them, not only you can get blocking pads with the little straight T-pins, but they don't come as a set with, I couldn't find them as a set with these at a good price. So I ended up buying that's the lid. I ended up buying the pins separate from the blocking mats. So the problem is, though, is that these are only 4 teeth and these are 5 teeth. So they do not fit together. And that kind of ruined the whole reason that I was buying them, because I thought I was going to be able to expand and make it much bigger because of what I blocked was much bigger, and that did not work. So then I thought, well, I'll just cut out a couple of the teeth and make it fit. And that, I don't know what I was thinking, that doesn't work either. And it just made me mad. So I basically have 2 sets of blocking mats. So just my little 2 cents out there to you. If you have to buy a set of blocking mats later, you know, just count your teeth, make sure that they're going to match up, because it's kind of a way. I mean, I tried to save a couple of bucks in what I was purchasing, but in missing that, it's just a waste for me. They're not going to fit. So I don't know. I'll just have to use them separately. That's all. Okay. Is that everything? That's everything. Now we're down to just my finished projects. Hold on. I need a drink. Best trip ever. Just saying. Okay. So, my finished projects, and it's funny, my husband goes, "Why are you buying that? You don't have any school projects due?" And I said, well, when I want to show a shawl, I can never hold it up against white. So I want you to be able to see. I finished my Ori shawls, and I got them blocked, and I am in love. Like, I can't even use words to say. Boop-a-doop. Isn't that gorgeous? Look what a difference it makes when you block. It's so pretty. That thing might be a little bit awkward. But again, with the colors, you can see just such an amazing, amazing outcome. I am so happy with it. You don't really see it up against this with my dark shirt, but so this was, I used a 4.5mm hook on this. I only have that tiny little bit left. And this was Wonderland Yarns. And this is where I say there's too many names. I don't know which name is which. So this says Mad Hatter here. But then also here it says Magical Menagerie. And then it's Merfolk. So it's a color line and a color in that color line. I don't know. Mad Hatter I've seen on multiple bases. So that doesn't, I don't think that that's the base. I don't know. Again, Wonderland Yarns had so many names. I don't know which one is which. So this is what I was using. It's a sport weight, 344 yards, and I just have that little tiny bit left. So that was exciting to me. Again, one more look. Okay, maybe this isn't working. It's a little bit awkward, but I can certainly get some pictures to be able to put this up on a website when I finally get my stuff together to sell. Ta-da! Love how that turned out. Okay. So then the next one that I worked on, I did the same project and I showed you the size difference at the time when I was halfway done. This one I did with my J hook. And this one is my Leading Men Fiber Arts yarn. This is also a sport weight and it's called Achieve Grapeness. So I have just this little bit left of this one. And again, this one is such a gorgeous color. It's like not solid. You can see some different purples in there. It kind of heathers, kind of tonal changes or whatever. Oops. Okay. So that one is here. So let me share this one with you because again, the gorgeousness is beyond. Boop-a-doop-doop. Ta-da! Look at that. So what I did, and here's my whole purpose. Oh, look at that, that's nice. I love that. I just love that. So you can see that the base of the, where am I going? I have to hold this. Down here, the corner, not the corner, the spine. It is a little bunchy because I do believe that I kind of messed up on the border. So the border, as I was deciding to go through it, okay, so you can see that the pattern is the chain spaces and then the half double crochets. So I got down here and when I had my yarn, what yarn was left, I was done with a half double row here. This half double row here. I need a vanity point for me. And then I had some yarn left, but I didn't want to do the chain spaces again down here and then end on the chain. So I decided to kind of do a bit of a border. And so what I did was I just did little clusters and chain spaces and then went back through and did single crochets in them. So turn it right side up to show you this way. And you can see just a cluster of 3 and then I did single crochets in the top row. I mean in the last one. So I really, really, really like this one as well. I like that it has a different kind of border to it that I did. And I will show you the difference in size. Now again, these are both sport weight, but one of them was used, the Wonderland Yarns is with a 4.5mm hook. And the purple, I'm trying to line up right at the spine. Here we go. And the purple one is a J hook with the same amount of yarn. So, were they the same? Let's look. So, Leading Men Fiber Arts is 328 yards, and Wonderland is 344 yards. So, I even have a little bit more of the Wonderland yarns, but because of the bigger hook size that I used on the purple, I got a whole lot more yardage out of that. A little bit bigger. So, those were the two that you've seen already, and you know me, I gotta keep going, I gotta keep changing it up a little bit. So this I used with, I'll insert, well, maybe I'll just hold it up now. Okay, so here is the label. This is Mode Knit yarn that I bought at a the Fiber Fest this year, and the Midwest Fiber Fest, and this is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. They're 400 yards here. Burp. If you wanted to see that. So colors. Okay, so this color is called Platinum, and it's this beautiful gray, silver gray, whatever. It's kind of gray. So that's called Platinum. And then this one is called Roadside Cowboy. I'm not quite sure how we get that, but that same gray is in there. And then this red, kind of deep maroonish, and some whites, and it kind of goes pretty, pretty, pretty. Love it, love it, love it. So I bought these to go together. I thought that that would be fantastic. See my colors together here. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time that I've used a sport weight. I'm not sport weight, a fingering. I've held 2 fingerings together and worked it as a DK multiple times, but I think this is the first time I used more than one fingering weight hank in the same project. Now clearly I didn't use as much of this one. I've got quite a bit of this left. My scale is not right here. I don't know how much yarn that is left, but I did kind of some striping. I used the 2 colors separately, and I changed the pattern a little bit. This pattern, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a row of single crochet, and then 5 half doubles, and then a row of single crochet, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of the chains. And I didn't want to get to the same point where at the bottom, at the end of it, I couldn't do another row of solids. Like I wanted to be able to end it on the row of half doubles. And I didn't want to get to the point where, you know, I needed to do some more chains. So I shortened the amount that I crocheted before I changed from the half doubles to the chains. And I changed color at that point. So this is really, really big and really, really gorgeous. I don't know if I'm trying not to stripe stuff, but when you're putting colors together, it just kind of happens like that. So here is this gorgeousness that you can see. I love the fact that I bought this like poster board thing to share. Look how pretty. I love that. Now, I'll hold it up here so you can see it as well. So I just did like 4 rows of the chains and then started my half double rows. So it changes over quite a bit, you know, sooner, and it's bigger. See, it's like full size. I love it. I love it. And I get, you know, I've got more of the platinum, so I could have continued on with that. I wanted it to end in the half doubles. So the fact that my half doubles were being done in the color and not in the platinum color. So this is blocked, and this is why I bought the second group of blocking squares, because from the top to the spine, it wasn't long enough. I had more of my pads going to the side because it's so the wingspan is so long. But I wanted to show you, I left the very base here unblocked so that you can see how gorgeous it is to open these up like this. And then let me see if I can see. I don't know if it's really showing. So here I blocked it, and here it is not. See, it's like all still smooshy gushy up into itself right here. So this is blocked, and then this is not. And you still have some space here that you can block it. So if you didn't want to go through and block it, it still looks really good. I mean, it's still, you can still see those chains. It just really opens it up quite a bit more and gives you more size if you're going to do the blocking. So I went ahead and held off on that so that I could share with you what it would look like if you didn't want to block it, because not everybody has the blocking pins. You may not want to block it. But yeah, gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So guess what time it is? You guys ready to see some more squares? All right. All right. This one is from Nellie in New Jersey. Thank you, Nellie. Oops. Let me get all opened up here. I cannot wait to see these. Let me see. Aw, got a little note. Oh, thank you, Nellie. You know I'm going to make them work. You know I'm going to make them work. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, I like that one very much. Look at that kind of orangey with the blue in there. Oh, I like this. Look at that. And then a purple and a pink one. Oh, Nellie, these are great. I am absolutely going to be able to make these work. Those are great. Thank you so much. Oh, I like those. Okay, I want to keep track. So that's going to stay in there. And that's going to stay in there. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to go about doing all the... I've got everything just still in their envelopes for now until I can get everything situated and know exactly how I'm going to do this. This is a first for me, guys. I didn't, you know, there's no book on how to do this. You just kind of figure it out. So then this one is from Bonnie in Massachusetts. Thank you. Oh, I love my notes, you guys. It is a good life. It's a good life. It is a good life. God is good. Aw, Bonnie, thank you so much. Let's take a look at what we got. Ooh. Anybody that works with black is better than me. I can't believe people work with black. But that's awesome. Ooh, I like this one. Look at that with the pink and the maroonish. I love this. Oh, this is a great color. Now we've got one of these. Thank you, Bonnie. And another one. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. I really appreciate it. I like these very much. All right, and then the one that I picked up yesterday. Let's see. This one's out of Nashville. Is that you? Oh, you got it sealed up pretty good there. Let's get in here. Aw, nice little note card. Oh, made for you with love. Thank you, Mary. I had a feeling it might have been you. She's got them in a little zippy bag. You never know what weather is like these days out here. Ooh, so pretty. Oh. Okay, so this one is not only like a 3D. You can see that flower is like standing up there 3D. Are those puff stitches or baubles maybe? And it's done in the mitered fashion. So like down here is a color, and then here is a color, and then here is a color. So the design isn't centered on a square. It's down onto the corner like that. That's gorgeous, Mary. Thank you very much. Slow crochet. Ooh, and here's another one. Love the color combos. Absolutely. These are going to be fantastic additions. You guys, thank you so much for participating in being one of my Square Squad senders. I love it so much. I'm going to cherish this blanket when I'm done making it. I'm going to cherish it forever and ever and ever. So thank you so much for being a participant in my Square sending squad. I love it. All right, guys, that's my video for today. I think I got everything I mentioned. Yes. And I am super excited on what I'm working on right now. I took one pattern and started to do it by the video and then decided I was going to make it my own. So although I got started with her information, the rest of it is all on me. So I'm super excited. I got one finished, and you know me, I'm making one that's just a little bit different. So I look forward to sharing that with you next when theirs are done. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for your time. I always appreciate you so very, very much. Have a wonderfully blessed day, and please do come back and see me again. Thank you. Bye-bye.